Okay, we're recording now. So my suggestion to start the lesson is simply show this image and just ask the students, what is this? Because what level are these students?
Pre-intermediate.
Yeah, so, maybe they will say mobile phone or phone, and all of that's fine. If they say that, accept it, and all you have to say, is there another word? Okay.
Yes.
And then you say, okay, everybody, and then do exactly like I'm doing, Doaa. Set up, use Google Slides. I think it's the easiest, or use PowerPoint if you're comfortable with PowerPoint. Don't waste your time trying, Google Slides is going to make you feel anxious. Then don't bother wasting your time with it. Just do this with PowerPoint, but same thing, I'm just using Google Slides because it's easy for me to jump around to the various things that I'm working with you on. But back to what I'm saying, show the picture, say, what is this? What is this? And if they say, like I said, mobile, cell phone, all of those things, take all of that and say, good, 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 good. But is there another word for it? Okay. And then you just want to elicit a smartphone. And I would have, a text box here ready with
What if they guessed it already?
Yeah, perfect. If you say, what is this? And they say smartphone, you say, yeah, exactly. So I want you to talk together with your partner all of the things you can do with your smartphone. So actually, let's do it like this. So you said, what is this? And they say mobile, and then one student says smartphone. You said, yes, exactly. And you said, what kind of things can you do on your smartphone? Well, you can take photos, right? You can go on social media. Now, I want you to talk to your partner, and I want you to talk about all of the things that you can do on social media. Oh, excuse me, all of the things you can do on your smartphone. And notice the way that I did that there, Doaa. So I started off, I elicited the key target language, because if they don't know what smartphone is, then you can't just show them this, because it's going to confuse them, right? But once you're sure they know what smartphone is, then the next part is doing an example of the task. That's a way of giving clear instructions and making sure that they understand the task, okay? So you do this in open class. You say, what can you do on the smartphone? You say, one thing I like to do is, and do a gesture, and say, I like to take photos. And somebody help me, what is that? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what are all of these things? And maybe somebody will say, and if they don't say it, you can say Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, social media. So I can go on social media. And look, that's a good collocation there for you as well. Go on social media. Like that's the verb with social media. You go on social media. There's other verbs, of course, with social media. You can check social media. You wouldn't really say look at social media. I mean, you could say it, but it doesn't sound very natural. So go on social medias anyway. So once you do, and I would give just 2 examples like that, and then I would reveal the task and say, okay, in pairs, I want you to work with a partner, and I want you to think of all the things. So more. Here I have 2. I want you to think of 3, 4, 5 things that you do with your smartphone.
And send them to breakout rooms.
Yes. But quick. Give them maybe 1 minute in breakout rooms, or maximum 2 minutes in the breakout rooms. Okay. Then take some feedback. And if somebody says something that's very interesting, Yeah, if somebody says, so here, look what it says here, go online, blog, etc. All of these things that you can do. If somebody says something that's not on that list, but is good language, then you should write it in your list. So let me try and think of one. Yeah, so let's say they say use GPS with Google Maps. Okay, let's say a student says that, right? That's not on the list, at least as far as I can see, reading that very quickly. It's not on the list. So you should say, good. And the way that you give the student credit for their good contribution is you write it in your list. If you were in an actual classroom, you write it on the board. And you know, it's always a good thing to do. It gives the student recognition because the things that are on the board are not just from the teacher. It was my suggestion as well. I must be doing well. That's motivating for the student who gives the good language and also for the other students around because they see, oh, hey, look, they're giving suggestions and the teacher thinks it's so good that it should be on the list to share with us. Okay?
Yes.
But if you don't get anything, you don't need to add to the list. And hey, when you take feedback, okay, so you're going to do whole class, what is this? Then the breakout rooms for pairs, and then you're going to do feedback. Keep the feedback short, okay? You don't need to ask every student, just one or two, it's fine. Because the purpose of this task is not to practice language. The purpose of this task is to establish the context, to engage the students. Okay?
Yes.
So, by the way, though, remember your material. These materials, I shared this with you in Google Classroom. So what I'm doing here, okay, you have access to it in Google Classroom. If you go on stream and you see Fergus posting new materials, TP4, then you see down here Google Slides.
Yes.
You can access everything. And then when you're building your lesson, if you want, you can actually, you know, copy an entire slide, you know, put it into your own lesson. So that's fine if you want to do that. But remember, I'm not going to make this look very beautiful. I'm doing things quickly because I don't want to spend your time you watching me making squares and things like that. I just want to make it functional for you. Okay, so that's lead in. That slide.
So what about computer? Keep it away or computer or smartphone? Do I mention computer or no?
Yeah, why not? I chose MacBook Pro because I want a modern computer. Okay, this one. One. Okay. That's it. Number one, you're going to click on it and delete it. What is this? What is this? Again, if a student says laptop, good. Just say, what's another word? Computer. Okay. Then this one, you're gonna, so then you're gonna ask the question of class, what can you do with a computer or a smartphone? And then you move it so that you see one by one, right? Right. And then when you've done that, you say, okay, now with your partners, and you just delete. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And if you do it that way, and hey, honestly, Doaa, you don't need to make your materials look more beautiful than this. This is just fine, in fact, because you're not doing a CELTA in graphic design. You're not doing a CELTA in my job, instructional design. If I were spending time with this, I do a little bit of instructional design with you here. I use some colors and change the font and stuff like that. But your big job is just to make materials that work. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So, I've done this bad. Like it's upside down. I've gone 3, 2, 1, but it should be 1, 2, 3, right? So, I can try and fix that now. Actually, just do that. So I can say that I've done one thing right. No. I think that's more logical, right?
Yes.
Whoops. But that's all you need, okay? So that's your lead-in right there. This slide is your lead-in slide, okay? Next one was going to be with your partner, discuss how often we do these activities. 5 minutes.
This one is brief speaking.
This is the speaking task. This is the wild speaking task.
What about brief speaking state?
Pre-speaking is your lead-in.
Oh,
okay. Wild speaking. So I'm going to suggest that you give them some time. Are you following me, Doaa?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I know I'm being a bit silent for the moment, but I will explain everything in more detail in a moment.
They need like 4 or 5 minutes for this activity in the breakout rooms, or 6 minutes.
5 or 6 minutes. We'll figure that out in just 1 second, but I just want to make sure I get this part right for you first. Okay. So right.
These are icons for share photo.
Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Mm. Almost finished, Doaa.
What?
Almost finished preparing this section for you. Hmm?
Is it normal on Celta to have more and more students every time, like new faces?
Like trainees like you, or people that you're teaching, TP students?
Yes, students.
Yeah, that changes a lot. It's because it's so hard. It's hard to get students, even though like the classes for the students are free. They have to be free, or at least that was, unless they've changed the rule recently, the school is not allowed to ask the students to pay money for those classes, because you're not a professional teacher yet, you're a trainee teacher. But because of that, because people don't pay for it, they say, oh, maybe I don't come today, you know. So yeah, it does change. It is normal. It's not ideal for you, of course, but okay. So here's what I would do. Here's how I would clarify this language. I would just do this. And I would start and I'd say, everybody, look at these symbols here. You know, on your phone, when you see this symbol, what does it mean? Okay.
Yeah. Share some. When I share some on this.
Yeah. So, or you could also say, hey, I have a photo on my phone and I want to do this. What is this? And if the student doesn't know the word share, they say, oh, teacher, you give for me the picture. You're like, yeah, exactly. Listen, everybody, share. Okay. And then do a couple of collocations. Share with me, share to Facebook, share to Instagram. Do the share to, okay? Share with a person, share to social media.
Okay.
Look at this. My friend, he's on Instagram. Okay. And he shared a picture of his cat, but also there's some text. What is all of this? The text and the photo. What is this when it goes on social media?
Post.
Post. Now, everybody, post. Can I say this is a post? Yeah.
Yes.
Can I say I posted a photograph on Facebook?
Yes.
So is it a verb? Is it a noun, or is it a verb and a noun?
Verb and noun. So this before the activity, before they started,
Yeah.
to clarify this language.
Yeah. So the students are doing the speaking here at 3 and 4. I'm going to say you should clarify these 6 items.
Before they read the list, or after they read the list?
Before they read the list. I'm going to say give them 1-2 minutes to read the list. Okay, because you don't want to say read the list and then teacher, what is blog? Teacher, what is research? Teacher, what is update? Okay, you want to make sure
to introduce this part. Like I will show you some language that we use on our smartphone, like that, or like how to start.
Yeah. So this is what everything I was writing. So begin by giving them an example. So, hey, you know, and if I were you, like we were doing, say, you know, me, when I'm on my phone, every 5 minutes, I check my emails when I'm online. Every 5 minutes. You know, so that's how I would start. Like literally, it says to do that in your.
I mean, like for the post and share and the other slide.
Yeah. So then, so you know, give that example. I check my emails every 5 minutes. Then ask the students to do the same. Remember, smile a little bit, like keep it lighthearted, and then tell students, okay, now you are going to talk about similar things that you do on your mobile phone or your smartphone. But before you do, I just want to check a little bit of vocabulary, make sure that you have some vocabulary. Okay, so everybody, and then do what I'm doing here. Just start by showing the pictures and do the eliciting like I just did. Do the elicit. What is this? What is this? You know, this website, Wikipedia. What is the verb? Why do you use Wikipedia? And they will say, to find information. And you can say, yeah, find information. So listen, everybody, research. Then they say, teacher, what is research? Find information.
Yes.
Okay. And then, you know, and this is very appropriate to use these icons, because these icons, you see them on your cell phone all the time, right? All of these images are very appropriate, right? They're really in the context. And like I said, just do the eliciting. What is this? Say, I have a nice photo of my daughter on my phone, and I want to give it to my husband, so he has it on his phone. I need to use this icon. What is the verb? I do. Oh, share. Yeah. Okay. Hey, husband, I'm sharing a nice photo of my daughter with you. You know, you can say something like that in the class. Like, why not? The students will like it. It'll be nice. It'll be a nice little moment. Remember what I said to you the other day about personalizing your lesson?
Okay.
And that's a way you can personalize your lesson without telling your, you know, your personal life. You know, it's just, that's just a natural human thing, right? Whether you're in Saudi Arabia or Ireland or Brazil, you know, everybody has a family, everybody has children, right? So yeah, that's how I would do that, Doaa. Okay,
Yes.
so I've set that up for you. This slide here, this is just for you, this slide. This is showing how everything will look in the end. This is what you want to teach. But this is the one to use with your students. You know, you could even, you know, maybe make it a bit bigger, you know. It doesn't matter what order, you don't need to put numbers or anything. It doesn't matter what order you do this in.
The last icon for update, how to elicit that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. Very easy. You open up something on your phone. You say, "What happens, everybody, when I'm on, like, open up your internet on your phone or your social media, and you know when you pull it down, it updates." Show them.
Yes.
And say, yeah, what is this? And then maybe they will say refresh, and you can say, yeah, it's refresh. Another word, you say update. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's the only, and like I say, you should do language analysis for this vocab.
Yes.
And you give the justification that you're going to do the language analysis because the students need to understand that language before they do this task, right?
Yes.
You give them 1 or 2 minutes to read the list because, hey, it's a very long list. And remember what we said before, the students, these are pre-intermediate students, so they need to take some time to think about what they're going to say. Maybe they have a question for you, teacher, how do I say this? Teacher, how do I say that? And then you say, okay, in breakout rooms with your partner, listen, then you need to go in. You need to really monitor them. Okay? You need to really monitor them and pay attention to the language they're having difficulty with. I give you an example, and you can put this in your anticipated problems. You see here it says, I check my emails.
Yes.
I can imagine students saying, I look at my emails. I see my emails. I understand what they mean, of course, but that's wrong, right?
Yes.
You could maybe look at your emails, maybe, but the best verb is check. So that's something that you're going to like write down in your notes. And maybe what you can do as well, though, I always give this tip. Write down in your notes already some things that you imagine are going to be difficulties. That always helps new teachers when they're monitoring for the first time, because sometimes when you monitor and when you're on a training course like Celta, you can get overwhelmed and you're like, oh my God, I can't hear the errors. There's no errors. Now the tutor is going to think I'm a bad teacher because I can't hear the errors, and it makes you get very stressed, etc. So try to have some already written down. You know, imagine, just your students a little bit at this thing. Imagine the types of errors that they'll make. Okay, so those are ones I can imagine that they will make. They will say, I see my emails, or I look to my emails, something like that, right? So you want to do that because, feedback has two parts. First, it's going to be content feedback. I spoke to you about content feedback already, right?
Yes.
So just what are you talking about? Keep that short. But then also, ask some questions. Okay, what is the verb with emails? Ask them, do I look my emails or do I check my emails? Just do a little bit of checking, right? Just to make sure that they're okay with the language. Okay.
Thank you. Like, how many questions for feedback to check their understanding? Like 2 or 3?
How many questions to check their understanding?
Yes, it's a long list. Like,
yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Are you asking? Do you want to check if they do all of these things? No. No.
not like if they use the proper word for it.
Yeah, and it's a good point, Doaa. But look at this. Remember what we said, that aim of the lesson is it's going to be fluency, and fluency, there's fluency and accuracy, right? Accuracy is getting the right word. Fluency is just explaining, in the end, like you and me, we have fluency and accuracy, right? We speak fluently, but we're accurate. In this lesson, you're mainly focusing on fluency, so it's not really so important that they always get the right word. Like this vocab here, this vocab is to help them understand the task. It's not vocab that they're going to do controlled practice and free practice, right? It's just vocab to help them understand this list so that they can speak for fluency.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Now, you are going to, when you give them the feedback here, this does focus on accuracy. Like that is a focus on accuracy, but hey, it's just one little bit in the lesson, right? The overall lesson here is to develop fluency, right? You're not going to do a bit, you don't have to do like big pronunciation and a lot of part of speech. Like, look at what I did. I only did post for the part of speech, verb and noun, right? Other than that, you don't need to do MFP, but this is not target language. This is helpful language so that they can do the task. Can you see that difference?
Yes.
Okay.
So just provide them the language to speak about this topic. That's it.
Let me say it again. The main reason that you're giving them this language is not
to expose them to the language. That's it.
Well, it's so that they understand these points, because this is what they have to talk about. All of these, the purpose of all of these bullet points is just to give them prompts, things to talk about, things to develop their fluency about.
Yes.
Right? And the purpose of this task here Or not this.
Yes.
This is not a task. This is a clarifying vocabulary. The purpose of it is so that they don't get tripped up with this task, right?
Yes, I understand. This considered like blocking vocabulary.
Precisely.
To continue the activity, I have to explain them.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's blocking items. And that's exactly the definition of a blocking item. If they don't understand it, they can't do the task. Right?
Yes.
That's what a blocking item is. And yeah, so that's the purpose there. So let me just make this a little bit tidier.
So in the speaking, the stages of speaking lesson, what's the aim of each stage? Like for the lead-in, it's to activate their schemata about the topic, right?
Okay, yeah, let's make a slide for each of those. Okay.
Like
yeah, to engage students with the topic. I'm going to write it a few different ways. To establish the context and generate interest. I would probably say this one is going to be the most appropriate for this lesson. Okay.
yes.
So we can see this is another kind of desert color. This is not going to get a desert color, this one. So let's get a kind of a gray. Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense? Okay.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Um, Okay. So do you understand the way I'm laying all of this out?
Yes.
I have we can get rid of this.
Can I start with the listening part?
Say it again, Doaa.
The listening part.
Yeah, we're getting there. Just want to make sure that this is totally clear. Come on. Okay, so we have your TP point, we have lesson materials and aims for the lesson. Then we have your first stage, second stage, and then listening part. And I've already written the aim for the listening part is to expand the topic and provide students with an opportunity to enhance their listening for specific information. That's the aim there, right? Okay, so you see why I'm writing this as like a bullet point and a sub-bullet point, because expand the topic and provide students with an opportunity to enhance their listening for specific information. That's the podcast. But this will give students more exposure to useful contextualized language and will then provide them with an opportunity for further fluency development. That's the task 2B.
Yes.
Okay.
So the listening part will be in the post stage.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, I've organized it like that. Look, post speaking. This is this stage aim for post speaking. This is the materials for post speaking. That's how I've organized everything. Okay, look, just introduction, PP points, materials, lesson aim, then pre-speaking stage. Here's the aim for the pre-speaking stage. Here's the materials for the pre-speaking stage. Okay.
Yes, I got it.
While speaking, stage aim. I've given you a procedure for this because it's the most complicated part, I think, or the
Yes.
most crucial part, the most important part to get right. And then I've also given you materials for that. Post speaking, you're going to focus on doing some listening, right? But then you want to get through the listening quickly and focus them on doing more speaking.
Yes.
Okay. Read the introduction to the podcast and which things. Okay. When you show this material, I would show it like this. Use exactly this. I would show it like this. Watch. Okay. You need them to be able to see 2A at the same time. Maybe show it like this. Okay.
Yes.
Could you live without the internet today? Is it really possible in this day and age? We ask fashion blogger.
So I give them time to read the introduction.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So, and now listen to me, Doaa, it's a suggestion. I'm not saying you must do it like this, but my suggestion is no, don't get them to read that. Just show the picture and say, okay, everybody, look at this smiling lady. Her name is Sylvie. And look at her clothes. She's very fashionable. She's a fashion designer. She's a young modern woman and she uses this phone all the time. Okay. But we're going to listen and do this, touch your ear. We're going to listen and we're going to listen to Sylvie talking about if she believes it's possible to live without this for one day. Before we listen, I want you to look at the list from before. I want you to look at the list, and I want you to think about what things does Sylvie normally use in her job, and what things will she miss in her job. Tell the students you don't need to write anything, just what do you think? Okay, that's all. Then listen and check. I don't think you need to show them the text. I guess this is just for you, right? You don't need
Yeah, I share it with you because I didn't understand something. Like I know that she's planning to do to live without the internet for one day, but she said like tomorrow and today and in the evening. I don't know which period she's right now.
Today, I'm going to spend 24 hours without the internet. Usually, before I go to bed, I check Instagram and email, and next day, I never completely switch off and stop thinking about work when I get up. I always look at my phone and then go online to read the news. Most of my social life is online too, so I think I'm going to find it really hard. Social media is very important for my job. Usually, I take photos of what I'm wearing, post them online, count the likes, and read people's comments. I can't do that today. So this morning, I'm visiting a fashion show with colleagues, and then I'm meeting a friend for lunch at 1 o'clock. I'm going to look through some magazines this afternoon and hopefully get ideas for any posts. Then I plan to finish my work day early. I'm going to see my sister later on. Perhaps now it's 10 o'clock in the evening. Well, I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to being back online tomorrow. I miss social media so much at work. So here, until here, she's just talking about her plan. Now it jumps into the future. So now it's 10 o'clock in the evening. Well, I can't lie. Okay, so all of this is her talking about how she feels about doing this challenge and everything that she has planned. And now it jumps to 10 o'clock at night. Okay, so she has completed the challenge. Well, I can't lie. I'm really looking forward to being back online tomorrow. Well, she hasn't completed. She's almost complete. I miss social media so much at work, but yeah, so she's just talking about what she's earning. Oh, this one should be here. But I do feel differently about it now. I felt so much more relaxed today. Blah, blah, blah. So it's just in two parts, right? It's just she's talking about everything that she has planned for her day. And so she's kind of telling you like how she uses social media. So everything up until here really is the answer to what she normally uses in her job. You know, social media and photos, etc. Then from here, it's how she's feeling about it now and what changes she might make. And I guess it's going to be look at the activities and discuss which two are most important for you and why. Yeah. So all of this just, it provides a model. This is a model for students to have this discussion.
So she finishes with the challenge or no?
It
said
the challenge isn't finished. At the end of the story, she's just going to bed. You know, the challenge is almost over. And she's saying, so now it's 10 o'clock in the evening. So I guess she has done it. And she says, it's 10 o'clock in the evening. Well, I can't lie. I'm looking forward to being back online tomorrow. I imagine like she's going to bed when she's saying this. You know?
Yes, she's like in the evening.
Yeah. And she said, oh, I miss social media so much. And I really like spending time with my family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then she talks about the changes she's going to make.
Yeah. So the students will use this language to, or not necessarily.
They don't have. You don't have to pull out any vocabulary from there. They have to talk about something like that. Like this is. That's why I call it. This is a model. Okay,
yes.
It's not say these words. It's a model. It's like that's what their discussion should look like for this task here. Okay.
So I asked them the two questions. They listen to Sylvie, then I elicit the answers.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't even say elicit the answers. Don't worry too much about getting exactly. This is not a listening lesson. So you just want to take some quick feedback. Maybe you can, point to some things on this list, but just get it quick. Don't worry about it too long, because like it says, you give them these two things to listen for. Listen and check your prediction. So it's just, what did she talk about, everybody? Was she talking about logging on and logging out, or was she talking about social media? Right. Did she talk about anything else? Did she talk about doing research? I think so.
Okay.
What about photos? Did she talk about photos? Yeah. Okay, cool. Done. Okay, now, so everybody, I want you, please, everybody, to look at the list again. Let's put it up here. Okay. Look at the activities above again, and discuss which two, not three, not four, not five, which two are most important for you and why. And when you're talking about it, think about Sylvie. I would say that in my instructions, Doaa. When you're talking about this, think about Sylvie. Are you like her? Do you find it very hard? Or do you think, she should relax a little bit and throw her phone out the window, and live a free life, less technology? What do you think? Talk with your partners. Then bring it back, give a little bit of...
So I'm sorry. Say it again about Sylvie. Why they should think about Sylvie?
Because when they're doing this task,
yes,
Sylvie's listening, all of this is a model. It's like an example for how to answer this well. This discussion, because it's really talking about which are most important for you and why. Sylvie, the point of her doing that challenge was because
she's a blogger and she cannot leave her phone.
Yeah, the phone is so important for her. She needs it. So that's why it's a model. It's like an example of, maybe the students, they're not fashion designers, but, maybe they use it for their work, or maybe they use it for keeping in touch with their family, whatever it is. Sylvie's is just an example of how they can talk about it. Does that make sense?
Yes, kind of.
What do you mean, kind of? Like, not really?
Yeah, like Sylvie answer is complicated.
Her answer is what?
For me, it's complicated a little bit. Like she talked about the challenge, then her future plans, what's she going to change about her using the internet.
Yeah, but human beings are complicated, you start with one idea and then it develops, like to me, it's very natural for Sylvie to say those things, because the challenge is don't use this for a day. And of course, you will naturally think, oh my goodness, maybe I should change my life here, or maybe I should have less email or this or that. It makes you think.
So can I tell them that, like, if you are like the self challenge, if you don't use your phone, what is the most thing you will miss?
Yeah, you could, but I think this question does it for you, because it says what is the most important and why. Because it's important to why, because if you don't have it, like Sylvie, you feel it, you miss it.
Okay. So then how like for how many minutes they will work on this? Like they need 10 minutes? If I managed
I think it depends on how long the previous tasks take. To me, the actual speaking for this part B here, no, it should be 2 or 3 minutes. It's not long. like this.
So with the selfie activity, they will not. I will not send them to breakout rooms to think about something.
You will for this.
Yes, this one. But for the listening feedback, I will do it together in the main room.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But for setting up the task, my suggestion is you don't get them to read the introduction. You give the introduction. You show the picture. You tell them who this is, and then you say, okay, now I want you to look at the list here, and I want you to think about 1 and 2. Okay, because we're going to listen to Sylvie. Okay, which things does she normally use in her job? Which will she miss the most at work?
Okay.
Your tutor asks you, why did you not get them to read? You said, well, it was very short, and I just thought it would make more engagement with the learners if I give the introduction, because there's a nice picture of her here, and it's very short. And I just thought it would be easier for me to give instructions that way.
Yes, and save time.
Rather than stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. It's just one thing like this.
Do they need like to listen twice? No, right?
No.
No need. It's
No.
not the main aim.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're right.
Okay. And then how to take the feedback for to be like?
I would just do content feedback. I wouldn't even do any linguistic feedback. I would just put people in breakout rooms, bring everybody back together, ask 1 or 2 people, what do you think? And then maybe at the end, to finish the lesson, you can just say, you know, I think, you know, this phone, I'm going to throw it out the window. I don't need it anymore. I want to go back to my old life where it was just, you know, relaxed. Or maybe you say the opposite, you know, don't ever try and take my phone off me, or, you know, we'll have a big fight.
Yes.
That's your lesson there. That is the entire lesson.
Yes, thank you. It's I don't feel like something.
Huh?
I feel it's clear for me now.
I'm happy. Even though it's a little bit more than 1.5, that's okay. I don't mind.
Okay, for the second assignment.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, my daughter.
Yeah, I really got to go now the next 2 or 3 minutes, but go ahead.
Like for the second assignment, do I have like to pick it's about the receptive skills, reading or listening? Do I have like to pick and then talk to you, or we can do it together? You have to pick like.
We can do it together if you want. It's better if you do some things, or maybe if you want to do nothing, but still send me some questions, and then we can do it together from 0. If you want to do it like totally from the beginning, that we write everything together, we can do that. If we want to do the entire assignment together, it's probably going to take a few hours. Like
yes, I understand this.
Okay. I would start with a 2-hour session, and maybe we will need 2 2-hour sessions. I wouldn't like to do 4 hours with you all together. It would be very tiring for you, and I don't think it would be helpful. But maybe we could do 2 hours. Huh?
If I took a package again, I want like to do more than one assignment, like assignment and lesson plan, like that.
Yeah, we can do the same price if you buy it in a block of 5, like the last time. We can do it like that again. So
okay, I will email you what.
Yeah, let's talk about that in email. It's a good idea. And wait, remind me, Doaa, when are you teaching this lesson?
Tomorrow.
Oh, you're teaching it tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So please tell me on Google Classroom, send me a message in the post here, just send me a reply. Tell me, how did the lesson go? I'd like you to just tell me.
Okay, thank you. I will.
Okay, Doaa, good luck with the lesson. Like I said, I think you have pretty much everything you need here.
Yes, it's easy now, just to practice it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Speak like that. Bye.